Hi, this is Teacher Casey from Simba School of Music. Hope everything's going well with you. This is March of 2020. If that doesn't ring a bell and you're watching this not in March of 2020, then you'll know this was a virus pandemic of March 2020. Yeah, so COVID-19 has a lot of students stuck at home. And thankfully, a lot of you might have your instruments. So my friend Tana asked me if I'd be willing to post some videos to help out some kids. They just want to practice more, things to do at home. So I thought, okay, I can figure out something. But then I thought, most of the time these students go to class and their teacher's tuning their instrument. So they may have no idea how to tune their instrument. Step one, let's learn how to tune your instrument. All right, so this is primarily for students 4th, 5th grade. You're at home, you want to practice. What do I practice? Wait, my instrument sounds kind of funny. All right, so here's your instrument. This is going to go not just for a violin, but also for a viola and a cello. So a lot of things I'm going to say about the violin today will transfer to your instrument, violin, viola, or cello. Step one, you got to know the names of your strings. If you're a violinist, your thinnest string is E, and then you go to A, and then you go to D, and then you go to G. The G is the lowest. But let's all just start with A. A, for violas, that's your highest. For cellists, that's also your highest, all right? Let's start with A, your A string. Now, if you have a tuner at home, hallelujah, this is going to be very helpful for you. So it should look like this. Something like this. I turned on, this side is my metronome, but this side's my tuner. Look, it's tuning my voice. Haha. Okay, so I have it set to 440. If you're not careful and you've been playing with the buttons, it might say 445 or something crazy. Go ahead and leave it, see if you can get it back to 440, all right? It'll say something like calib, which is, yeah, over here, caliber. You want to make sure you stay at 440. So don't be changing that number. Try to get back to 440. All right. Then you might have a button that says sound. Ooh, that's your A. Unless you've changed that other number, calib. So make sure it sounds like that for A. You can turn it on and off. All right, so you don't drive your parents crazy. So 440. And then sound back. So yeah, I don't even mess with that. Just leave it off, all right? So what happens is that you want it to match whatever you're playing. You want it to match that green light. Now, don't get crazy. If it's not on the green light completely, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's okay if it's going a little bit to the right, ton of it. Don't freak out. If it's kind of mostly the needle, we call that straight line staying up and down. If it's mostly up and down, let's just roll with that, all right? It's not a big deal. Try to get it kind of in the middle, but don't freak out. All right, so let's just see what my A sounds like. All right, here I go. I'll show you. Looks like it's a tiny bit to the left. Sure, if it's a tiny bit to the left, how much was it to the left? Like 5 cents, 10 cents? Yeah, you could change it, but really, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't mess with it. It's fine. But let's say it's more like at the 20 mark, because it says there are numbers on here, 20 cents. Do you see that? So if it's a little bit if it's like 15, 20, maybe we want to change it. Don't change it yet. I'll show you how. All right? All right. I just want to make sure everyone knows. Don't freak out. Maybe your tuner is going like this, the needle. Also, don't freak out. If your violin, when you're playing and your bow is kind of jumping around, that's going to make the needle jump around. So the smoother you can pull your bow, the steadier the needle's going to be. So you can't try to tune like this. The needle's going to go crazy because it hears every single sound. You want to try to pull your bow slowly. And that'll help when you tune. Now, if you don't have a tuner, also not the end of the world, because for some reason, most people have a phone. So if you have a phone, find some sort of app, tuning app, violin tuning app, the tuning fork app probably isn't as good. It's just going to make a sound. But there's tons of free tuning apps out there. And a lot of them have this little needle thing or something like this. Red, green, something like that's going to work out just fine. You do have to be careful that it doesn't pertain only to like a guitar or something. You want like a general tuning app that will work, and it gives you lots of different notes. You can try different notes with it on your instrument, because guess what? If you're not playing the guitar, maybe the guitar tuning app is not going to work for your violin. Okay, moving on. So let's say that it's more like at the 20 mark, like the needle's going over here, and you're like, oh, it's too low, what am I gonna do? So hopefully you have what we call fine tuners. Now, on my violin, I only have one on the E string. A lot of you beginners will have them all the way across, which makes it easier for you to tune. Woo! Cellist, almost all the cellists have them all the way across. All right, it's harder for them to tune their pegs, their big pegs. So you see they have these tuners all the way across. So great. Oh, get that dumb thing. That's a mute. Okay, can you see it? These little guys right here. All right, so listen carefully. Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. Think about that for a minute. Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. If you turn your fine tuners to the right, you're going to make it tighter, okay? I'm going to take this off. Righty, tighty, I'm turning it to the right. You're making the string tighter. If you make something tighter like a rubber band, you make it tighter, when you go to pluck it, the sound is going higher. If the sound is going higher, the needle's going to move more to the right. That means it's sharp, higher, sharp. Most of the time, your instrument's going to be a little bit flat, because over time it relaxes, it stretches, so it's going to get lower. So most of the time, your string is going to be too low, and you're going to want to turn it righty-tighty. Your needle's going to be on this side. You're going to need to make it tighter, righty-tighty, to make the needle go more to the middle. Now, they're called fine tuners because you don't have to move them very much. You can move them maybe a quarter of a circle turn, and it'll make a difference, okay? Got it? So shall we explore with that? Yes, let's explore. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. All right, you ready? Here we go. I'm tuning the D string on my cello. The D string. Remember, cellist and violist, that's your second string from, if you're sitting with your cello, second string from your left in, okay? All right, so here we go. Here's my D. And it's showing that it's 15 cents flat. I'll make it even a little flatter just for fun. Oh, it's flat. It's really flat. I'll do it again. Maybe you can see it. I'll hold it here, okay? So flat. Okay. So I need the needle to turn to get this way. I need it to be tighter or higher. So I'm going to turn my fine tuner, the one that connects. I need it to connect all the way down. I need it to connect. I'm going to turn it to the right. And look, it was really low, so I'm going to give it a good one time around. One full turn around. Because it was really low. Okay, now let's see what happens. Let's just give it that much. Ready? Can you see it okay? Still kind of flat. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to turn it one time around because it's pretty flat. If it was closer, I'd only do a quarter turn. But it was really flat, like 30 cents flat. Okay, here I go. It's getting closer. This is exciting. Half a turn around. You see it? It's there. I did it. Okay. So, righty-tighty makes your needle move from the left back up to the top, okay? Now, what if you can't move your tuner? This could be a problem. There are plenty of reasons, but a lot of times, especially in school settings, your tuner is all the way down. because teachers don't have time to be messing with the picks. They're trying to do it fast. They're trying to get you guys all situated. There's 30,000 of you. So they just keep turning. And they get to the point where the tuner is all the way down. Well, screws don't go on forever. There is an end. So you can see that that poor thing is all the way down. I did that on purpose just for you. All right, it's all the way down. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to loosen that. Parents, this is where you might need to come in. You're going to have to loosen it. But remember, I'm turning it quite a bit. So, and I'm turning it to the left. So my pitch is going down, right? I'm loosening the pitch. So here it goes. Oh, okay. Students, I don't recommend you messing with the pegs. Go ahead and call your parents in and say, Mom, Dad, can you listen to Miss Casey explain how this works? All right. These pegs are not straight dowels. They're not the same size all the way through. They are conical. So they're a little bit bigger as you get closer to the turning point where you put your fingers. That's why when you turn them, then you have to jam it in. Also remember, when you turn a peg, you're pulling quite a bit of string at the same time. Every time you turn it, you know, that's a big chunk of string that you're tightening. Think about that. A lot less than a fine tuner. This fine tuner is only tiny bit. Okay, parents, when you need to adjust a peg, you just need to do it a little bit. Don't get crazy, just a little tiny bit. All right, if you need to hear the pitch, I'm tuning the E string. Got my A, need the E. Oh, what a mess. Okay, so I'm gonna change my there it is. Oh, that's a D, just kidding. That's a D sharp. There's my E, right? I don't have perfect pitch. Okay, so there's E, all right? Just tune it a little bit. Hold it away from your face. Put on some eye protective gear. Just tiny bits. Notice I'm plucking it with my left as I turn it with my right, away from my face. Try to match the pitch. Now, you would not believe how many times I get this. Miss Casey, every time I go to turn my pegs, I get to the right pitch, I let go and it unravels. Yeah, well, because you're just turning it. You have to turn it and slightly press it in as you turn it. Otherwise, it'll just undo itself. Because remember, it's conical. The only way it's staying in there is because you're jamming it through the wood. Does this make sense? Okay. So as I was turning it just then, I was slightly pushing it in. So it'll stay, okay? Now, once you have that, if you're near the right pitch, then you can take it off the actual sound here. Somehow I got my caliper. There it is. Turn off the sound, and let's just check it to make sure. Okay, here we go. It's a little bit sharp. Remember, if it's too high, I need to do lefty-loosey. Just a quarter turn. A little bit, quarter turn. That's fine. Don't mess with it. If you get it that close, don't mess with it, all right? Okay, so let's review. First of all, you got to know the names of your strings. E, A, D, and G. If you're a viola, your A is your highest string, okay? Your A is the highest one. Your A is over here, okay? Same as the A as the violin. Same one, it's just on the outside, all right? Your bottom string is C. That's your low string, all right? And then you have your cellos, still an A. It's just the lower A, right? You have your cellos, same strings as the viola. A, D, G, and C. All right, good. We got that covered. Step 2, you got to get a tuning app. If you're not sure, get a tuning app. Or if you have a tuner, hot diggity. I hear Amazon works real well to get these things in the mail, all right? Hopefully it'll work for you. Tuner, all right. Tuning app or tuner. Step 3, Make sure your tuner or your tuning app is at 440. Don't let it go crazy something else. 440 is the caliber you should stick to. All right. Next step. Try your fine tuners first. If you have fine tuners, try those first. Try to avoid the big pegs unless you have to. Do the fine tuners first, all right? Remember, most of the time your strings are going to be too low. They've relaxed, they're too low, so you will probably have to righty-tighty. Turn it to the right, all right? Don't be afraid if it's off just a little bit. It's fine. You're not trying out for Juilliard tomorrow. Just get it in the general area as best as you can, okay? The other thing is, if you have to move the pegs, try to get an adult to help you. Hold it away from your face. Remember, they're conical shaped. You gotta slowly turn it. Don't try to do it a lot, okay? Lastly, sometimes when you mess with the pegs, the other strings will get out of tune. This is all connected. You pull this way, the bridge does this, all the strings react together. So the least you can do, the better, okay? And good luck. I hope to post another video soon and give you guys some ideas, some things that we can do and play together. All right, take care, bye.